So I was on the internet today, fired it up, and did you guys know that there's no vampires in Africa?
There's
I
no
did not know
vampires in
that.
Africa?
There's no vampires. There's no sightings. There's no killings, which it struck me as kind of weird. And I guess most of the vampire sightings are mainly in Europe, in the Americas. But I really thought there would be more vampires in Africa. And I kind of think I know why. Now, I didn't find this on the internet, but I think I kind of figured it out. So, do you know like normal ways how if you see a vampire, how you would kill it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
like a wooden stake or garlic or
the
cross.
holy water.
Right. Or holy water. So, holy water was like the big thing there because I don't know if you know this, but they bless the rains down in Africa.
What, did I do it at the right time?
That was perfect. Yeah.
All right, good.
Oh, that was good.
Welcome
Thanks.
to the Average Nobodies podcast, number 111 for February 25th, 2021. I am Matt, here with the Chuckleheads. Who are the Chuckleheads?
I'm Adam. I'm Chucklehead number 2.
I'm Ryan, Chucklehead number 1.
Wow, you really think highly of yourself, Adam. Number 2, right off the bat?
Well,
Choose
I
the best one.
joined the Average Nobody's podcast after.
Well, technically,
Technically, we
you-
were Make Movies Great Again.
yes,
first.
that is correct. And
All
technically,
right, so I'm number
you,
1.
You might be 3
No, it's too
because
late.
Dave D might be number 2.
Oh, that's
Yes.
true.
Dave D still has an open invitation to come blow our minds with places to have sex in Russia.
Yes.
'Cause
Actually, we just got his baby gift.
what did it end up being?
So it was actually very sweet. It was like a sound machine.
Okay.
So it's like a toddler sound machine.
But it's
So-
just his voice reading
that's what I
Stone
prefer.
Dick.
So I haven't played it yet. It's charging, and I just have a feeling like all the sounds are just in his voice.
Yeah, it's like when you go to Build-A-Bear and you make a Build-A-Bear and you can record your own voice. It's just Dave soothing the baby. Wonderful.
Or like
what
when,
a nice idea.
Like when at Pam and Jim's wedding in the office, when Dwight makes Michael a mixtape and he does the voiceover as the intro. Hello,
You're
Oh,
one
how
lucky
lucky you are.
Yeah, how lucky you are.
what pleasures await you?
Yeah, that's it.
So we'll see how good it is once I play it. But so far, it's a very sweet gift.
Speaking of sweet gifts, you can reward yourself by going on AverageNobodies.com and finding out all the places you can find us.
Ooh,
Like
nicely done.
AverageNobodies.com. You like that? And on Twitter, at AverageNobodies, and on podcast services, the Average Nobodies Podcast, what you're listening to right now. And if you'd like to see our ugly mugs, you can go to youtube.com/TheAverageNobodies and see all of our video content there.
I prefer watching the YouTube version.
The YouTube version is nice. This week the video might not work for everybody, but I'm gonna try and make that work.
I'll imagine it.
Okay, because
I
now
like it on
Imagine.
Spotify. I'm a Spotify guy because when I take Goose for a walk, like I can close my phone with Spotify still playing.
Yeah.
You can't do that with YouTube.
Can't do that with YouTube.
That's true.
You could do that with Apple Podcasts, but I have to say, last year I switched to Spotify for podcasts for the year because I wanted to have that year in review wrap up thing that Spotify does.
Yeah.
And Apple Podcasts, I don't think they do that, but I remember seeing it at the end of 2019. I'm like, I'm not going to be left out of this next year. I refuse to be left out of this. So I switched all my podcasts to Spotify, and I was like, oh, Joe Rogan's going there too, so I'll just listen to it there. But the wrap up wasn't as cool as I thought it was going to be, and I don't think it properly tracked a lot of my podcast listens. So I switched back to Apple Music, but I think I might switch back. think I like Spotify better.
Snip, snap, snip, snap.
Snip, snap, snip, snap. So yeah, you can find us on podcast services at the Average Nobody's Podcast. Just search it. Leave us 5 stars if you like it. If you don't like it, don't leave anything. Just keep listening and downloading. It helps us. All right, let's get into our game. Oh, that's not
It's the intro to the intro.
Here we go.
It's time for everyone's favorite game show, Celebrity Birthdays.
Who is it? Who is it?
All right. Okay.
You
So,
want to do the updated standings?
yes.
Yes.
Can you read them out loud?
Yes. So right now we've got Ryan in first place with 20.
Okay.
Matt in second at 17.
Yep.
I'm right behind you at 16 and a half, and Mitch bringing up the rear with 3.
Well, it looks like you're going to pass me today because today I am the game master. I am the
Are
one
you?
with the power.
You looked at
my
all the
fingertips.
birthdays already.
I looked at all the birthdays. Yes, I looked at all
So
the
did I.
birthdays.
We all looked at all the birthdays, so we all know.
Oh, no. Well, today is a good day for birthdays. I'm not going to lie. We have technically 10, but 9, and you'll see why in a little bit. We have 9 points. Well, 9 riddles on the board for points. Let's get started now. Again, this is going to go by honor system. I have to read off the computer that has the riddles on it, as well as the computer that has you guys on it. So bear with me, but it will work. Okay. Number 1 of 9. This This fiery funny man has a proclivity for pulling props from his trunk. It's Ryan.
Is it Gallagher?
It is not. It is Adam.
Carrot Top?
It is Scott Carrot Top Thompson. So
Fiery red hair.
there you go.
I don't think Gallagher has a trunk. I think he just smashes watermelons.
He does, yes. He smashes fruit.
That was way off.
Adam, how old is Carrot Top?
Carrot Top is 51.
Okay.
I'm going to say 54.
Ooh, just a little too young. Carrot Top is 56 years old.
Ooh.
Close,
Okay.
though. Adam with the
Close.
point for Carrot Top. Here's our next one. I almost read the name.
It's Carrot Top.
Again.
My sweet lord, this bug turned solo artist is one of the world's greatest Ryan? Well, all right, let me finish reading it. It'll be Ryan's. One of the world's greatest singer-songwriters. He might be dead, but we've all got our minds set on him.
George Harrison.
That is George Harrison, formerly of the Beatles and then solo artist. Very good, Ryan. If he was alive today, how old would George Harrison be?
I'm going to say he would be 83.
Okay, Adam?
I'm going to go 84.
84. He would be 78 years old. A little younger than you guys thought.
Interesting. Man,
I
so
was
they
going
were,
off. Isn't Paul McCartney in his 80s?
I think he's like in his late 80s.
Is he really?
I could be making that up.
Don't look it up now. We'll find out later.
All right.
I thought that Paul McCartney was one of the younger Beatles.
He's definitely. Oh yeah, I don't know.
That might be Ringo.
Paul McCartney is 78.
Really? Okay. Same age. They're all the same age.
So not his late 80s.
No, not as late as well. All right. Here's the next one. A man whose essence can be conjured by a simple 3-letter exclamation. While he's no outdoorsman, this nature boy would beat the shit out of that asshole, Charlie Moore. It's Ryan. Sorry, Adam.
Ric Flair.
The answer is Ric Flair. I was trying to write it where I
Is it his
didn't have to
birthday?
put Nature Boy, but Nature Boy was too good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old is Ric Flair, Ryan?
Oof.
Ric Flair is 72.
Okay. Adam, how old is Ric Flair?
74.
Ric Flair is 72 years old. Ryan,
Damn
got
it.
it. Adam,
So I knew that one. I knew that one because 2 years ago, WWE had his 70th birthday celebration.
there you go.
And that's when Batista like dragged him out to the back and challenged Triple H.
Give me what I want.
And that's WrestleMania we went to.
Oh,
So I knew it was 2
Yeah.
years ago.
oh, man.
Yeah.
The Nature
So I
Boy
did
Ric
that.
Flair is 72 years old today. Happy
Oh,
birthday,
sweet
Rick. Never thought, I don't think that if you said 20 years ago he would live to be 72, I don't think that
No,
a lot of people would bet on that.
he's lived multiple lifetimes.
Here we go. Here's another one. Here's a new one. Another one. This one, listen closely. While not related to Tony from Heavyweights, this on-screen nurse would be happy to take a look at your sciatic nerve. Ryan, it is you.
Rashida Jones.
That is
Son of a
Rashida.
bitch!
That is Rashida
And
Jones.
Perkins.
And Perkins, Tony Perkins. Very good, Ryan. Very good. All
I
right.
must be on a lag.
Ryan, how old is Rashida Jones?
Ooh. I'm gonna say Rashida Jones is 45.
Okay, Adam, how old is Rashida Jones?
I was gonna say 45 too. I'll go 44.
Rashida Jones is 45 years old.
What the fuck?
Adam, you're getting fucked. Honestly, you're getting.
I didn't
fucked.
know that one. I didn't know that. One.
Yeah. So if it is a delay, Ryan on that one was.
I'm just kidding.
Was
It's
pretty
fine.
quick.
No,
It's
I'm
fine.
staring right at Adam.
Okay. All right. Good. All right.
I think
yeah,
he's
you
seeing
guys
my
got to use
hand
the
go up
honor
and-
system too here. Okay.
I will. Hey,
I know.
I think he's only raising his hand because he sees me raising my hand.
No, I knew those last two.
Okay, here's the next one. Her idiot son. I wrote this earlier today. Her idiot son was parasailing too close to Isla Sorna. I'll finish reading it. So now this plain Jane has no choice but to rescue him. Her career hasn't made a deep impact, but she's famous enough for us to have some fun. Adam, who is it?
Taya Leone.
That is correct. Adam, how old is she?
Oh boy.
She's from Fun with Dick and Jane, Jurassic Park 3, Deep Impact.
Probably if I saw her.
I don't know. 59?
59 at Ryan, how old is Tia
So
Leone?
she was in the original Jurassic Park?
No, she's in Jurassic Park 3.
3.
Okay.
And she's the actress in Fun with Dick and Jane.
Jim Carrey's wife?
Yes.
Okay. You said 53, Adam?
59.
9. I'm going to say 56.
Ooh, Tia Leone is 55 years old today. Very close, Ryan. Adam, a little old.
That was a good one. I would.
I honestly thought she might have been in her 60s because I don't know. She's been doing stuff. She's been in movies for a while.
Yeah.
Plain Jane. Oh, I get it now. That's clever. I had it after Idiot's son parasailing there.
I'm
Isla
super
Sorna.
surprised because honestly, I forgot that I haven't seen Jurassic Park 3 in a long time. And I haven't seen so I forgot that she was that person in that movie, but here we are. Very good, Adam. Very good. All right, here's a good one. This football fellow shipped some classic films over the course of his illustrious career. But even though he saved Winona Ryder, he's most known for breaking Fitbit records. I'll read it again. This football fellow shipped some classic films over the course of his illustrious career. But even though he saved Winona Ryder, he's most known for breaking Fitbit records.
I got it.
Adam, who is it?
Is it Sean Astin?
It is Sean Astin. Very good. The fellow shipped. You like that? You like that?
Yep.
Oh,
And then
okay.
Fitbit records,
Yep.
obviously, for the the complaint that everybody makes that the Lord of the Rings movies are just him walking. Adam, Sean Astin, how old is he? Today, it's his birthday.
Sean Astin. That's a tough one.
Mhm.
Fuck. I have no idea.
The answer might surprise you.
53.
Okay, Ryan?
I'm going to say he's 52.
Sean Astin is 50 years old, flat, on the money.
Oh. We were there. We were right there.
Right there. Okay, we got 3 left. A Quiet Place is no place for this breakout star. His most recent role put him in a rivalry between Enzo and Henry. He's not a beekeeper, but he is still considered a honey boy.
Fuck.
Oh,
I can't remember the kid's name.
Ryan,
Noah Jupe.
the correct answer is Noah Jupe. How old is Noah Jupe?
I'm going to say Noah Jupe is sweet 16. I don't know why I said it like that.
Adam, how old is Noah Jupe?
I want to say 16 too. I'm sticking with 16.
He is 16 years old. So he split the points. Is that how that works for that?
No, do you
No,
want to
each get a
split
point.
it?
Oh no. Well, no. I don't think this has ever happened before, but we can each get one. I think
No.
that's fair.
Yeah.
I think a full point is fair.
because we could have both been wrong.
I
too.
didn't know if we had set a precedent or not.
I feel like I should get an extra point for saying Sweet 16.
Sweet 16. Yeah, I don't know if that maybe the FBI agent listening in on this should take note. Put you in the tickler file. All right, here's one. This one it's going to be tough to get the name, but I put a clue in there that'll help you get the name. Okay. On-Screen Brothers with Nathan Lane, this amateur rodent hunter shares a name with Buffalo Bills wide receiver you would have drafted in Obama's first administration. I'll read it again. On-Screen Brothers with Nathan Lane, this amateur rodent hunter shares a name with a Buffalo Bills wide receiver you would have drafted in Obama's first administration. He also played for the Ravens later on in his career, but probably most known for the Bills.
I'll take a shot.
Go for it.
It's whoever starred opposite Nathan Lane in Mouse Hunt. I can't think of the name.
That is correct.
But I'm just Stevie Johnson.
No, it's not Stevie Johnson. Oh, shit. I totally forgot about Stevie Johnson, man.
Yeah.
No, a little bit earlier than Stevie Johnson, if I'm remembering correctly. We would have been drafting him early in our first couple rounds of the fantasy league.
Percy Harvin.
It is not Percy Harvin.
Wait, he has the same name as the receiver?
Same exact name.
Oh, God.
I'm going to give you 10 seconds. 10. 9. Adam will get a half point. Well, he knows it. I guess, I don't know. You don't know the character name, so that's tough.
I don't know the character name.
Yeah. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
I got nothing.
1.
That's too damn bad!
The answer is Lee Evans.
Lee Evans.
Lee
Wow.
Yeah, tough one, but I figured
He was good. I don't remember him being a good player.
I mean, he was a draftable
For the
wide
Bills.
receiver. Yeah, I mean, he was the number one wide receiver in the Bills for a little while, and then he went to the Ravens and kind of like fell off.
Okay.
But, how old is Lee Evans, the actor, not the football player?
You can go first, Adam.
Lee Evans, the actor, is... I don't know. 61.
Okay.
So I'm going to say 62.
Both a little old. He is 57 years old.
Damn.
Here's the last one.
You know what? Isn't he in The Ladies' Man too?
Yes, and he's also in Something About Mary. He's Tucker. He's Tucker in Something About Mary, the guy with the crutches.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I tried to work in a crutch joke and it didn't work, and I thought that you guys would have. I don't know. I thought Lee Evans
that was a good one.
Lee Evans
I
is more
remember
memorable
I
in my
remember
mind.
Mouse Hunt. I just didn't remember the other guy's name other than Nathan Lane.
Yeah. Okay, last one. And so this one is only going to count for 1 point, but technically, well, here we go. These twins live in a magical world where hard work can pay off in the form of a www joke shop.
Oh, fuck. I don't know their name. It's the Weasley actors that play the Weasleys.
That is correct. Do you know their names?
What are their names? I mean, Fred and George Weasley, but
yeah.
I don't know actors. Justine's probably screaming through her phone right now with their names.
I want to give you a hint, but what's the rules on that? Can I give you a hint?
Ooh, please.
Their
sure.
last. I mean, you're not gonna if you don't know you're not gonna be able to get the first names, but their last names is the name of a prolific Olympic athlete, American Olympic athlete.
Something Phelps. Something Phelps.
That is correct. Yeah, their last name is Phelps. But if you can't get the first names, I can only give you a half point.
They're English, right?
They are.
Oliver? I don't know. Oliver Twist?
Oliver is one.
What?
Oliver is one.
Is the other one William?
No, it is not William. It is James and Oliver Phelps.
Okay.
That's funny.
How old are they today? Even though one is 14 minutes older than the other one, how old are they?
I'm going to say 30.
Okay, Adam? Adam doing some quick math.
I am. I'm gonna say 40.
40. They are 35 years old today.
Right in the middle.
Just a little off.
Do I get a half point for the character names?
Yeah, you do get a half point. Yes. Yep. And
Is that
that
the last
is
one?
celebrity birthdays.
Solid round.
Very good, everybody. Yes, solid round all around. I hope the riddles were up to par with what we usually do. All right.
Ryan and I both have 6 ages. 6 age guesses.
That's pretty good.
I got 2 today.
How many do I have?
Yeah.
Total? I can't have more than 3.
I should have had 2 today.
Actually, I got 3 today.
Yeah.
Matt, you have 3.
I have 3. Yeah, see? Exactly 3. All right.
All right. Well done.
Let's move on. Let's talk about what we're watching, right? Is that up next?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll start because I don't really have much. So I've been watching Modern Family. It's so good still. Obviously, I won't go much into that. I've been really enjoying. I've really been enjoying Phil's physical comedy. Ryan, I don't know if you picked that out, but Phil Dunphy, who's the actor that plays him? Do you know his name?
Ty Burrell.
Ty Burrell. He does a lot of. I mean, a lot of the actors do. Cam does as well. But Phil does a lot of really good physical comedy, like actions, like stunts. Like he is constantly throwing himself to the ground, jumping over things, falling, hitting. You know, like a lot of stuff that like you would see like a stunt person do, or like someone like Chris Farley, like shit like that. And I just really enjoy that.
It's I'm glad you mentioned it. It's very impressive, and he does. And he does a lot of the like just like kind of like knee jerk stumbles, like your elbow's on the table and it slips.
Yes.
Or like he'll like put his foot. There's that like running gag with the hole in the stairs. Like he does those things so well.
He just is so good at it, and he's a real natural at it, and he really puts his body on the line for some of them. Him and Luke were filming a like video, and Luke was bouncing the basketball off his head. And, like, I understand that probably is not a real basketball, but to constantly, how many times he had to take that thing off the head, like, that's pretty good. And then, like, him building the, when you first meet Kevin Hart as his neighbor, he's building the treehouse, and he, like, puts his foot through the treehouse and, like, really, like, goes down. Like, that's not, like, that's a motion that your body's not, like, usually ready to take. Like, he went right down and put his foot right through it, and his whole leg went down in the hole. That was pretty cool. So, yeah, I'm very impressed by Phil's physical comedy. Cam as well. Cam does a lot of physical gag as well. He's constantly falling over the couch. I can't tell you how many times he's falling over the couch in him and Mitch's house.
Yeah.
Very good show. Very funny. Been watching Lost. We'll catch up on that when we do the power rankings later with Adam.
Yep.
I watched Judas and the Black Messiah. Fantastic movie. Daniel Kaluuya is unbelievable. One of the best roles that I've ever seen, like him in, and one of like him as Fred Hampton stands out in my mind as like a memorable movie character. He's so powerful in it. Really enjoyed that and as well. Watched Allen vs. Farrow. Ryan, I know you watched that as well.
Yes.
We didn't talk about it last week, did we? Right,
no, because it just came out Sunday. Yeah.
So what did you think? Obviously, Woody Allen scumbag, big scumbag.
Yeah, and I know we texted or we talked about it briefly, but I'm glad we're watching it like not as like Die Hard or even any type of Woody Allen fans.
Yeah. Because
there's really no separating the art from, whatever he did in his personal life for this one, where I found myself with other like artists that I liked, like a Louis C.K. Like I loved his comedy, I loved his show. And now these, the stuff he did in his personal life was so disgusting. It's like, can you still, listen to his comedy and watch his show without thinking of that? But I'm not like a Woody Allen fan. Not even that I'm not a fan, but I've never, I don't watch any of his movies or his comedy. So you're kind of just watching it with fresh eyes.
Yeah.
And it's just like very shocking stuff.
It is very shocking, and I see a lot of people having an issue with where there's no participation from anybody like associated closely with Woody Allen.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I really need to see if he's not willing to participate in something like this or defend himself. I really don't think there's any reason to have his side of the story when it really just seems like he was kind of a pervert and a scumbag. You know what I mean? Like, This is not something where like, oh, well, we need to hear the other side of the story. Like, I want to believe all the people in this story, like in this documentary, and what they're saying is truth. And I don't know what reason they would have to not spell it as truth. You know what I mean?
And did they reach out to him or his people to participate? And he said no. So,
yes.
I mean, what else can you do?
Right. I know, right? Yeah. I mean, what do you not tell the story because the other party doesn't want to talk about it? Like, I think that's kind of crazy. And also, like, he's gone kind of into hiding. Like, where there's smoke, there's fire. You know what I mean?
He did marry one of the daughters.
Yeah, it's very strange. So, obviously, they'll probably get more into that as the episodes progress.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's very well done, which all HBO documentaries are. But I'm like, it's very disgusting, but like the story itself is just insane.
It is insane. You know what's insane too, and this has nothing to do, like, this is not like a attacking the character of Mia Farrow, but how many kids is enough kids?
Yeah, she doesn't
like.
I don't know. Yeah. And Adam, you haven't seen it, right? The first episode?
No.
So she had like 8 kids, but they're almost all of them are all adopted.
Yeah. But Mia Farrow was working on Broadway or doing shows, and I don't think she was really making that much money to having all these kids. And then she meets Woody Allen, and Woody Allen obviously is like this big, makes movies and he's making a lot of money and he does really well for himself, bought them a house. But if she doesn't meet Woody Allen, what is she doing with all these kids running around?
I don't know.
It's too many kids.
That's why, like, it definitely shows how he almost like cherry picked that situation.
Sure.
Where like she needed him, for like I guess like another parent type figure, and also like it didn't hurt that he was just like very wealthy guy.
Yeah. If that's true.
I mean,
go for it, Ryan.
And I was gonna say, like, it seems like he like zeroed in on that. Like, I could, if I'm going to be like targeting this like young girl, this is the perfect situation to do it. You have all these other kids running around, like Mia Farrow. When she's there, you have to deal with all the other kids. So he kind of like could like seclude the one child that he was like grooming.
If that's true, that's diabolical. Like, that is another level scumbag diabolical. So
that's what it seems like, because even Mia Farrow said that like he wasn't interested in being a dad, and he told her, he's like, look, I don't want to be a dad to any of these kids. And then after a couple months, he's like, maybe if like there was like a young blonde-haired girl that you adopted, I'd be interested in being a dad.
So strange.
So then she
weird.
Yeah, then she adopts it, and then he's like obsessed with her.
Absolutely obsessed, like attached to the hip.
And to your point where you said like you didn't have Woody Allen side of things, I tend to believe like the accusers more in general, but then they had some like psychiatrists, so people who are experts in the field. So not like friends of Mia Farrow, really people who have nothing to gain either way, who are just saying like they can detect like predatory behavior in people.
Yeah.
And when they reviewed everything and saw like the home videos of Woody Allen being with Dylan and pictures and stuff, that like they were like, those are signs of someone who's like grooming this young child to be it. So like that is a little different than just like getting friends of Mia Farrow to be like, yeah, Woody Allen's a bad guy.
Well, the people calling for his side of the story are the people that are having trouble separating his art from him being a fucking scumbag. They're probably his favorite film. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people that hold Woody Allen as their favorite filmmaker. He's one of those guys.
I think we missed out on it, our generation, because we're a little too young. But like, people like maybe between us and our parents' generation, I'm sure.
Sure.
Like he's their comedic idol or their filmmaking idol. So I can see that.
So so that's wild, and I'm sure that'll unfold and worse. And I mean, the one episode is already shocking enough. Like, I know, already kind of like really like gross enough. Like this might end up turning into the Epstein documentary for me, where I got to episode 4 and I was just like, I know what's going on here. I don't need to see any more. I know how it turned out. He's dead. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to see.
Yeah, like you don't need it spelt out for you.
I don't need this like poured over me. I don't need my day to be ruined like that. WandaVision. I know neither one of you guys are watching that, right?
No,
I haven't seen it. I think I'm gonna like hold out until like the last episode is coming, then start my subscription and binge. How many are there?
7 right now.
Okay, and how many are there going to be?
I think 10. I don't quote me on that. I think it's 10. The crazy thing about WandaVision is they needed to nail this show as the beginning of like the MCU TV Disney Plus world, and I think they did. Like I think they stumbled out the gate, but you'll see like it regains its confidence after episode 3, and it is really good, and they are going to make so much money with Disney Plus and these shows and the way they're going to tie them into the movies. Because because they're no more are they going to have to like take 3 years to set up an Avengers movie. They are just going to fucking put out these movies. They're maybe a little bit more obscure because they're introducing new characters in these shows. It's so genius. They're going to be able to. I mean, we were seeing at least one Marvel movie a year. We're going to be seeing 3 a year eventually. We will be seeing 3 mainline Marvel movies a year, without a doubt. So it's been good. I'm excited for you guys to watch it and let me know what you think. I started watching The Muppet Show. The first 5 seasons, all the show is on Disney Plus. It is so good. It is so stupid and funny, and like some of the jokes are very stupid, funny, like knock jokes and shit like that. Stuff that Fozzie Bear says. But there's also there's some really funny jokes. Is like Kermit playing the straight man, trying to get this whole. It's essentially, if you guys have never seen it, it's SNL. The Muppet Show is SNL, but put on by Muppets. It's very funny, very good. They have a guest star every episode. So the first one was actually a recent celebrity birthday. It was Rita Moreno.
Oh,
she was on, and I think I sent both of you guys the video. Did I send you, Ryan? The video of
you sent me one
of her dancing with the Muppet.
Oh, okay. Was that her?
So yeah, there's some Muppet characters that are just people dressed up like Muppets, and they're dancing with Rita Moreno, and then they'll cut away, and it'll be like a pre-taped thing, and it'll be like just a dummy, and she'll pick up the dummy and throw it across the room. It's just like a really like slapstick, really funny comedy. I highly recommend it. I saw that. Who's the guy we follow on Twitter? I always forget his name. He always tweets out the Simpson gifs.
Oh, Dave Itzkoff?
Yes. He put out a thing that I couldn't agree with more. He's like, if you know how you can skip through intros on shows? If you skip through the Muppets intro, straight to jail. Straight to jail right away. Straight to jail.
Yeah.
So I've been watching that. And then today, I made a huge mistake, and I watched Saw 7, the final chapter, because I had never seen it. It's bad. It is it is very bad, and not even like I could have just. I wish I had just seen the parts of like all the people and the torture devices just back to back to back, because that's why you watch those movies. It's torture porn fucking gore fest. Like that's all it is. So that's it. And they did this thing. I'm sure I'm not spoiling this for anybody, but they wrapped
it away.
Did you guys see the first one?
So I've seen.
Saw?
Yeah.
What happens in the third? So I've seen I know I've seen the first one.
I can't fill in any storylines with you. I could not.
Is the second one the one where with there's multiple people and they're all trapped in a house?
Yes, that's correct. Yep, and they fall in the needle pit. And I wanted to die in the theater. I wanted to my eyeballs wanted to pop out of my head.
What's the third one?
So the third one that's the first one where they try and make they try and do the continuity because they realize they can make money with these movies. Same thing they did with Paranormal Activity. They try to connect them all. I forget exactly the plot of that one, but that's where they introduced Detective and he was in this one.
Donnie Wahlberg?
Yes. Not Donnie.
Oh,
is that not Donnie Wahlberg?
It's Donnie.
That's Donnie Wahlberg?
Yeah, Jen McCarthy's husband.
Yeah.
Eric Matthews. His name's Eric Matthews.
Yes, Detective Matthews. So they start getting him in it, and he's like the guy who does all like the traps now. Like, and he's been working with Jigsaw the whole time, and that's like the shocking thing. And so the next few movies are him killing people, but then he's drunk on his own power, and he has this like person that helps him, this girl, and she's like trying to be like, no, this is not what Jigsaw wanted, and all this shit. And then come to find out that the whole time Jigsaw, after his death, had an ace in the hole, and it was fucking Cary Elwes from the first movie. He comes back around with one foot. Yeah, they show like it's unbelievable. So Cary Elwes cuts his own foot off in the first movie, which, to be fair, The first Saw movie was a phenomenon. It was one of those things where, like, it had a shocking ending. I remember being in the theater and being absolutely shocked by that ending.
Yep.
And then Cary Elwes cuts off his foot and drags himself out of the room. You all assume he dies. In this movie, they show that, no, he didn't die. He cauterized his wound on a hot steam pipe, and then Jigsaw came back downstairs, picked him up, and then made him one of his, like, protege, which is a strange thing, a guy that just strapped you to a fucking toilet and made you cut off your own foot. You're just going to instantly join this guy because you believe in what he does? It's strange. But this is Saw 7, the final chapter. Here's the other thing that really sucked about this movie, is that this is the Saw movie that was in 3D. So I did not watch it in 3D. So every single one of the, like, torture devices had a gag where it was like, if you were in 3D, this would be the gag. Like, it looks like it's coming at the screen.
Right.
But in regular 2D, it doesn't look like anything. It just looks dumb.
Yeah.
So I watched that, and that was a mistake. But that's not even the last one now. Apparently, I have to watch Jigsaw, which I totally forgot came out. So Jigsaw is one after this. I don't know.
Wow.
HBO has them all if anybody's interested. 7 on HBO. I don't know if Jigsaw's on there as well.
Pass.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it sounds terrible.
You could probably pass.
I'll go next. I only got a couple. So I'm continuing my Workaholics rewatch. I'm in season 7 now, the final season. I haven't seen any of these. There have been some really funny ones in there. Who was just a funny guest star on the one that I just watched? I just watched one. It was all Bill and Montez. The whole episode was mostly Bill and Montez. So that was pretty good.
Did you see that they're doing a movie?
I did see that.
On Paramount's new
the other
network.
day. Yeah. So that's really cool. So I'll be wrapping that up soon. I think I've only got like 4 or 5 episodes left. I watched a HBO documentary that you guys have seen called "I'll Be Gone in the Dark," which I really liked. Jen read the book, and she loved the book. She kept telling me about it in the book, and like while I think I would have I liked the documentary. I really did. But I think I would have liked it more if she wasn't like keeping me updated on the book, because the book had a lot more details about the case and about how, like, oh, they had this guy and they had this guy, you know what I mean? They had all these possible subjects during the actual investigation, but it wasn't them the whole time. They never had him. They never had the guy. But it was still really well done. And it's an unfortunate situation what happened to the writer of the book. Shoot, I'm forgetting her name now.
Michelle McNamara.
Yes, thank you. I didn't want to just call her Patton Oswalt's wife, Michelle McNamara. It's unfortunate that she passed away while writing the book and doing her research. I mean, that I feel like that brought a lot of the focus to her and her journey writing it and researching for the documentary. I think that'll be a really good dramatization of a movie someday. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Going back and forth in time across decades, and the phases of the East Area Rapist, the original Night Stalker, and then the Golden State Killer.
Got to get David Fincher to do it.
Well,
Must.
yeah,
It's a must.
You're telling me.
Speaking of David Fincher, I texted Matt this the other day. David Fincher is doing a movie based on a French graphic novel about an unnamed assassin called The Killer, starring Michael Fassbender.
Do you think that
Is
Michael
it the Snowman Part 2?
Do you think that Michael Fassbender now has decided, like, hey, I'm going to do movies that my fans will like?
Maybe. I hope so.
Okay. Sounds
It'd be a good change of pace.
Yeah, it'd be a nice change of pace. Maybe he was playing the long game. Assassin's Creed, Snowman.
Hey, Assassin's Creed wasn't bad.
Well, that's
Snowman was
that's because
bad.
you were probably staring at Fassbender's hair or his, like, build.
Whatever.
Okay.
Can't be a fan of someone's acting ability
all
of a sudden.
The best thing that he has done in the last 10 years has been Magneto and David.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, of
Which
course.
You can't really give him credit for that. He just happened to get cast in amazing movies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
I'm just saying.
I've also been I started watching Euphoria. I've only watched 3 episodes. I like it so far. Jen is out, totally checked out on it. She is not interested at all. She's not interested because she it's not going anywhere good with all the characters.
Depressing.
Right.
I like that show though.
I like it because I think Zendaya is awesome in the role, and I love the music in the show. And I also like it when sort of you see what's happening through her point of view. Like in the very first episode, like she's fucked up at a party and she's like walking on the walls and on the ceiling. So I like those little pieces that they throw in there too. Let's see, movies now. I've also been watching Lost. We'll get to our power rankings. So I watched this movie on Netflix the other day called In the Tallgrass. So I'm a big Stephen King fan, and this is one of his stories. I think it's just a novella, not a complete novel. And I thought it was really good. It was like an hour 40, and it's this man and woman driving in a car in like rural middle America, and she's pregnant, and you find out they're brother and sister. It's not his baby.
Oh.
And she like starts to get pain in her stomach, so they pull over on the side of the road. And in this tall grass, they hear a little boy like calling out for help, and they get, so they go into the grass to look for him, and they can't get out, and they find other people in the grass, and they're like stuck in a loop. And and that was like the first 40 minutes, right? Setting all this up, getting stuck in the loop, and establishing all the characters. And I was like, okay, where else can they go with this? And they like took it to 10. Like they took it to someplace I had no idea where it was going to go. And I really liked it. It gets fucking extreme at one point, but like if you're into those kind of movies, you probably like it. Ryan, probably not. Matt, definitely.
Okay.
So
I might check it out. I know you were texting me its praises.
So I had Wednesday, Jen went into work for the first time since God knows when. So I had like a whole Stephen King day lined up. I was going to watch that. I was going to watch 1922 and then the director's cut of Dr. Sleep. And like this was too heavy. I couldn't do it after that. Couldn't do any more after that. I also watched Nomad Land. I thought that was good. It was slow, but like enough happened in it to keep me interested the whole time. And what the fuck? Why can't I remember anybody's name right now?
Frances McDormand.
Thank you, Ryan.
You're welcome.
She was really good in it. It was sort of like a simple role, but she played being like I guess a real person, like, with no options in her life really well. That like how it was filmed was gorgeous out in the middle of America. And it made me think a lot. Like, could I live this type of life? What would I think about? What would happen to me if, I lost my job and, my significant other and my house and everything, you know what I mean? So I thought that was really good. And even though it was slow, I was interested the whole time, and it flew by too. I really liked so it's based on a book apparently, but I have to imagine that, woman loses her job, husband, house, it is, results in living in a van by herself. That is what is based on, because all of the people she meets and the stories that she hears along the way, they seem so genuine and so real. Like everyone in the movie that's not her and the other guy that she meets and, has a little bit of a relationship with, everyone else is not an actor. You know what I mean? So I feel like those are their real stories, which is interesting. And finally, I watched The Hustle with Anne Hathaway and Rebel Wilson. Hilarious.
I can't believe this is funny.
It's so funny. Rebel Wilson is hysterical. And I mean, so is Anne Hathaway. It's definitely worth the watch. I think it's on Prime right now. So they're both like con artists. Rebel Wilson's sort of small time, and Anne Hathaway is like big time con artist. And they meet up, and they become like student and master. It's pretty funny.
So it's like the Heat, but except they're bad guys.
Yeah, sort of.
Wilson
I do love
McCarthy
Heat.
and
Sandra Bullock.
yes.
Yeah. So yeah, sort of like that, except they're con artists and they're, sort of the bad guys, but it's definitely worth watching. If you're looking for a funny and something you haven't seen yet, definitely check out The Hustle.
I like
Okay.
it.
Is it on Netflix?
I don't think so. I think it's just on Prime.
Oh, okay.
And that's it for me. And do you want to do our Lost Power rankings? We'll do them later.
Yeah, we'll do them after Ryan's done.
Okay.
So the weekly TV shows Holly and I watch are starting to get back into rotation. I feel like it's been forever. I think it's just because I'm home all the time now, but it feels like years since my weekly shows have been on. So watching The Rookie season 3 came back a couple weeks ago. The Rookie coming in hot for season 3. That show's really good. Nathan Fillion plays a really good. He plays like a very genuine, like nice guy character. Surprised they let the show be on the air because it portrays policemen as like good people. But it's been pretty good. It's like 6 episodes into season 3. He's always getting into these like wacky situations. Like he's being like framed as like a drug lord. He was taken as hostage. It's like, I would just quit being a cop. Like,
Right.
It's too stressful. It's too much stuff going on. Also watched The Resident, which is like a hospital drama on Fox. It's really good.
Jen and I started watching that. We watched like the first few episodes of the first season and like really liked it because the main character was in Gilmore Girls.
Yes.
And now he's at the episodes we saw we liked, but we obviously are way behind at this point. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
So it's a really good cast. So you have him, and then the guy from Family Matters, Eddie Wilson, not Eddie Wilson. The hell, was it Family Matters? No, he was from the Cosby Show. So he played one of the kids on the Cosby Show, Malcolm Jamal Warner. So he came in season, I think it was maybe season 2, as like one of the doctors, and he's like really, really good in it. But the cast is like is super good. Bruce Greenwood plays like one of the like senior doctors. He's like the head of surgery, and they tried to make him a bad guy. Like at the beginning of season 1, he was like hiding this like illness that like made him tremble, and he was like taking pills so he could still operate. But he's just like too likable of an actor, I feel. So they like switched him immediately just to be like one of the good guys. So if you like hospital dramas, it's not as like soap opera-y as Grey's Anatomy, which is what I like, because Grey's Anatomy is good, but then they get in like everyone's having sex with each other, and it's just like way too soap opera-y for me sometimes. But The Resident rides that line where it's like a good solid drama. There's some like relationship stuff in it, but nothing too over the top. And then started watching Mr. Mayor, I keep watching Mr. Mayor too, which I think is pretty funny.
It is funny.
Bobby Moynihan's really funny. So I like that show. Watched Allen vs. Farrow episode 1, which we talked about. I also watched Nomad Land. I thought it was really good. I thought Frances McDormand was good. I listened to last week's podcast, and I really did a horrible job of describing Gomorrah. I just really didn't explain it at all, so I wanted to give that another shot. So it's an Italian crime drama. It's in Italian. You can listen to it dubbed, or you can listen to it with subtitles. I prefer the subtitles, but it basically follows this family, the Savastano crime family, that's located in Naples, Italy. And the leader is this guy, Pietro Savastano, and then his son is Gennaro Savastano, who is the Gaetano from the latest season of Fargo. So he's the only actor I know. So it's the father, the son, and then the father's like right-hand man / the son's like mentor is this guy, Cero DiMarzio. So it's like them three, and it's just like, it's such a cool dynamic. Like it's like a family drama mixed with the crime, and it's just like very brutal crime-wise, but the family drama and the acting is very well done. So they kind of show like how the father is trying to keep control of this like drug operation he has going, how the son isn't really interested, but the lieutenant, the right-hand man, Cero, is trying to like get him interested to potentially take over for the father. And then the father gets in trouble with the law. So is the son going to take over? Is the lieutenant going to take over? There's like all this backstabbing going on, but everything, it's cool because everything has like a reason, and there's a lot of logic behind it. So there's not just like killings for the sake of killings, or there's not like backstabbing, for unnecessary drama. Like every A goes to B goes to C, and it all makes sense. I would highly recommend it. It's on HBO Max. You got to really be into the crime stuff, because it's very brutal with the killings and things like that. But if you can get past that, it's really good. But the guy who plays Cero betrays everyone, and it like you can see it coming from a mile away. like he'll just like go up to meet someone and just like stare like wide-eyed, like stare in their eyes, and they're like, Zero, what's wrong? Is everything okay? And then he just shoots him in the head. It's like, you gotta know. Like that's what this guy does. But he keeps surviving and like, moves around. If you watch it, you'll see it. But the music, Adam, you would be a huge, especially if you like the Euphoria music.
Yeah.
So it's this Italian rock band called Mocadelic.
Mocadelic.
Yeah, Mokadelic, and they do like ambient electronic music.
Oh my God.
So there's no words, and the end of each episode ends with the same like score. So the last scene of every episode, they'll start playing this like piano score.
Can you spell it?
Mokadelic, Mocadelic.
Got it.
The entire soundtrack from the show is on Spotify, and it's just all different like electronic scores. It's really cool, and especially when there's like these really high drama moments, they like play the mood just right. So it really adds to the scene. Which I don't know if that's something that is common in like Italian shows or stuff, but it's really awesome. It beats like just like like a normal song with like lyrics and stuff. They really set the tone well with like the music they choose. And I've also been speaking a lot of Italian in the house. It's just short phrases, and Holly is very upset. So she'll cook dinner and I'll just say tutto bene. Or I don't know if you've ever seen the Conan when he goes to Italy with his assistant or his producer Jordan Schlansky, and he's just walking around the streets and he's just like cappuccino, macaroni. So I've been doing that a lot. Holly's not happy. But yeah, Gomorrah, I would recommend it the second highest, and I'm going to get to my number one recommendation after, but Gomorrah is really, really good. Still watching Modern Family. I'm just like amazed at the recurring guest stars that they have. I ranked them out. Nathan Lane as Pepper has to be number one.
Yep.
He's so good. We just watched the Mitch and Cam wedding where he's the planner, and that's like an all-star. He's like a member of the cast for that episode.
I remember that one.
Elizabeth Banks as Sal is really good.
Yep.
Stephanie Beatrice, Rosa from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, is Gloria's sister. She's good. She's been in like a handful of episodes. Rob Riggle as Phil's nemesis, the realtor, is good. John Palatino is Earl Chambers, like Jay's rival.
Yep.
Closets.
Yep.
Fred Willard as Phil's dad obviously is great. Keegan-Michael Key was just in an episode we watched, and he's like a couple that they met in Cabo, and him and Phil were doing like the secret contest to see if how many crickets their wives could eat. And they owed him like 5 dinners. It was so funny. But Steve Zahn as the neighbor, I think he comes in season 6. Him and his family move in, and they have like the big monster truck and the boat and everything. They kind of play these like rednecks. He plays they're like the weed farmers. He plays such a great role as their neighbor, and that led us into A Perfect Getaway. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
No, I've heard of it though.
Yes.
So yeah, it's 2009, like mystery thriller. So it's Steve Zahn, Mila Jovovich, Timothy Olyphant, Chris Hemsworth, and I don't know. Have you guys got to the Paolo in Lost? It's Paolo and that girl. Have you got to that episode?
Yeah.
So the girl.
He's in Westworld.
Okay, so not the guy, the girl.
Yeah.
Whoever his wife is, her girlfriend. So she plays Timothy Olyphant's like girlfriend. So it's actually kind of a fun. It's like an hour and 30 minutes. It's like a fun little thriller.
From what I remember, it has a good twist.
It has a very good twist.
Yeah.
But
what's it on?
It was. I had to pay for it. It was on Prime.
Okay.
So it cost $100, but it was definitely worth it. No, I think it was like $3 to rent. So now I'm going to get to what I think if you guys have time tonight, you should watch it, or your first opportunity.
Okay.
You need to watch I Care a Lot on Netflix.
Okay.
It's with Rosamund Pike from Gone Girl, and she plays.
Yeah.
So it's her and Isa Gonzalez, who was a celebrity birthday a couple months ago. So they play these like they're basically like con artists. So they're guardians, and they target wealthy elderly people with like little to no family, who they like bribe doctors to go to the court to say these people can no longer take care of themselves. They need to be put into a care facility. And then they make Rosamund Pike's character the guardian. Mm-hmm. And they're the guardian of their whole estate and all that stuff. And she's got this great business going. And then she finds out about this elderly lady with zero family who has like multiple really, really rich savings accounts, played by Diane Wiest, the mother from Edward Scissorhands, and she's in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Big Charles
Addams
Boyle's
Family.
fan of the Addams Family. Is she?
Isn't she?
Maybe.
Who's she in the Addams Family?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Oh. Anyway, so like the first like 15, 20 minutes of the movie is just showing like how Rosamund Pike like does her thing. She's like this uber confident, like guardian, like alpha female, doesn't take any crap from anyone. And her business is going really well. The judge is actually Clay Davis from The Wire, Isaiah Whitlock.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he's in like a couple scenes. He's pretty good. And then she finds out about Diane Wiest and how she's like the perfect like con. Like she can just like drain all her money. So everything happens like at the drop of a hat. Like she gets to her doctor to go to court to testify that she has dementia. She can no longer take care of her estate. Bing, bang, boom. She's in a care facility, and Diane Wiest like sells all her stuff, is making so Rosamund Pike like sells all her stuff, is making all this money. But then it turns out she actually does have a son. And I don't know if you guys have seen the trailer for it.
No.
Have you seen the trailer for this?
I haven't even heard of
Okay,
it.
don't watch it. Don't watch the trailer. Don't read any reviews on it, because the who ends up being her son is like the last person in the world you're going to think of, and he plays such a great role.
Okay.
Like I could give you a million guesses, you never get him, but he's so good in it. And then from there, you find out that like this son is actually a very important, influential, powerful person, and Rosamund Pike like refuses to let go of Diane Wiest, and it's like this battle with all them for the rest of the movie.
Okay.
It's like it's a great movie. It's a great ending. So it caps off really well. I can't recommend it enough. You guys need to watch it, hopefully by the next podcast, so we can talk about it.
All right.
Okay.
It's really, really good.
I heard good things about it too. I was just listening to Lights Camera Barstool. I was listening to their podcast today, and they were talking about it, but they didn't say like they didn't give away anything. It was just kind of like a chat.
It's really, really good. It's not like a twist. It's just like once this actor comes in, it's like it kind of flips the movie on its head. Like you just don't expect him to be in it, and then it just like takes off in the best way.
Okay.
And then the ending's really great too. So definitely recommend that. And then I'm gonna finish off with a documentary.
So Ryan, I just added it to my Netflix my list.
Yeah.
And the cover photo is a picture of someone you didn't mention.
So it's probably the son.
Don't say it.
Okay.
Don't say it.
It doesn't ruin it. It was just like a really cool surprise when I saw it.
Yeah.
I'll have Linda put it on for me while my eyes are closed.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know why they wouldn't have her. The main actress.
Nope, it was somebody else.
Yeah, it's probably him.
Who it probably is.
Yeah, well, maybe not. Maybe it's like the guy who runs a nursing home. Oh. So I'll finish off with a documentary. I watched a 4-part ESPN 30 for 30, who like my favorite sports documentaries ever. ESPN puts these together. All of them are pretty much outstanding. And this one focused on Oscar Pistorius, who I feel like everyone knows, but for those who don't, he was the Paralympic South African runner who was like the most decorated Paralympian in the world, like the only Paralympian to run in the Olympic trials against like able-bodied people. And he shot and killed his girlfriend on Valentine's Day, 2013. So the documentary focuses on that day and also focuses on like his childhood, his upbringing in South Africa, his becoming like a Paralympian, his fight to like run in the Olympics. And then it kind of blends that with like the day he killed his girlfriend and then the subsequent trial in South Africa. So it's really cool because he was convicted of murder, but they have like his lawyer and then his like forensic analyst and everyone that he hired for the documentary, kind of his version of the story, and it's semi-believable. So basically what happened, according to him, is he was in bed with his girlfriend in the middle of the night, and he has to sleep in like complete darkness. So like he had fans in his room, like these bigger like floor fans, and one of them was like blowing the curtain. So he got up to, and now he's a double amputee. So like when he doesn't have his blades on, he's like 3 feet tall. I mean, he's just walking on his stumps. So he got up to like move the shade back and move the fans around. At the same time, his girlfriend got up to go to the bathroom. And she went in the bathroom and she opened the window, and it caused like this squeak or whatever. And he thought someone was breaking in. So now, according to him, there's complete darkness. He got his gun and ran into the bathroom, and he's screaming for his girlfriend. Her name is Riva, saying like, Riva, someone's breaking in. Like someone's like trying to rob us or kill us. And his girlfriend like barricades herself in the bathroom, and he ends up shooting through the door because he thinks the robber is barricaded, according to him, in the bathroom.
But she didn't say anything. Like she
didn't say anything. Yeah, I don't know. She didn't say anything, so he ended up killing her that way. And so they show like the trial. They show kind of like his life leading up to that, where he got in with like a bad crowd. So he actually was kind of fearful of his life because of like these kind of like bad dudes he got in with in South Africa. But it's really interesting. It's very well done. And like the trial in South Africa, it was basically like the O.J. Simpson trial here in the mid 90s. Like that's how it was with South Africa. It was just like a mob scene. It took over the country. They actually created a new TV channel in South Africa just so you could watch 24/7. You could watch the trial.
And so he was convicted, you said?
He was convicted. So it's interesting. In South Africa, they don't have a jury. You just present your case to the judge, and the judge makes the decision. Even on a murder trial, which is kind of wild.
He decided that he did it on purpose?
She did, yeah. So, and it was cool because it was a black female judge, and they went over like, so South Africa has like a domestic violence like pandemic almost. So like every 7 minutes, a woman dies from domestic violence in South Africa or something like that. Like over 50% of men in South Africa admit to like beating their partners. So that was like the backdrop of like him shooting and killing his girlfriend. And they also went through like the history of South Africa with like the racial tension that they've had there forever, with apartheid and all that type of stuff. Really well done. It's 4 parts on ESPN Plus.
Do they talk about what his motivation would be? Was he like, had he like attacked her before? He
hadn't, but so he was prone to just like mood swings and tantrums, and like like 30 days prior, he discharged a firearm in a restaurant. Jesus. Like supposedly accidentally, but they were saying
Oscar did?
Yeah. And they were saying he was prone to just like mood swings, and even his friends who like were on his side, and his brother was interviewed for it. They're like, he could be really happy, and then he could be like really sad and really angry. And they had texts from his girlfriend texting him like a week, 2 weeks prior that she's like afraid of him. Like, when he gets really angry, like she fears for her life. Yeah. So yeah, it was really well done, but like very sad. And so he's in jail he got convicted, but only like 15 years.
Huh.
So was it first degree?
Come back out and run?
Was it first degree or second degree?
So he got convicted of second degree.
Is that the same thing in South Africa? Like, is that the same like?
Yeah, so it's like manslaughter, not premeditated. Because it definitely, I mean, it didn't seem I don't know. I don't know how it wouldn't be premeditated.
Yeah,
though. Like,
I mean, if you think that he did it on, I don't know, that's tough, right? I mean,
well, because then when he got on the stand, his defense was he accidentally discharged the gun.
How many times did he discharge it?
4 times.
Yeah, that's.
And so the state's attorney like, wait, you accidentally shot 4 times?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So it's pretty wild, but it's a really well done documentary. And he obviously lives a very fascinating life, so I like that.
Does he get his blades in prison?
I think so. Because he's like, I mean, without his
I don't know.
Does he get his gun in prison?
Maybe he's in a chair in prison.
Yeah, that's a good point. So he doesn't need blades. He uses blades to run, so he has like prosthetic legs.
Okay.
Okay.
He doesn't have blades. He doesn't have blades all the time.
I wonder if he gets his prosthetic legs. I would imagine he does.
Yeah, he would have to.
Imagine if they give him the blades and he's just too fast, no one can catch him. He escapes.
He runs up the walls.
He's very fast. They call him Blade Runner.
The Blade Runner.
Yeah. So very well done documentary. I really liked it. That's it.
All right, we got a couple news topics up. Oh no, wait. Lost power rankings. Adam, last week, Adam's power rankings were number 1, Desmond. Number 2, Ben. Number 3, Sawyer. Mine were number 1, Ben. Number 2, Sawyer. Number 3, Charlie. Similar lists. Adam.
Similar list. So I'm ahead of you right now. I'm in season 5. I've finished season 4.
Okay.
I've seen the first episode of season 5. So my updated power rankings. So this is season. These are my, in a vacuum, season 4 power rankings.
Okay.
Number 3.
Okay.
Coming in hot with Sun.
Okay. All right.
Sun, number
like
3.
Okay.
I won't say why. I thought she had a bad, like, she was solid all season, and then she had like a badass move at one point that I really liked.
Okay.
Number 2, Mr. Daniel Faraday. Number 2.
Yep.
Really?
In my power rankings. I like Daniel.
Okay.
I do, the physicist. And number 1, Ben Linus. Moved up to number 1 in my power rankings.
There you go.
Yeah, this is a good stretch for Ben.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, number 3, I have Sawyer. Been loving Sawyer right now post. So this is post. And if anybody that doesn't want spoilers for Lost, we're going to be spoiling things up through like middle of season 4, or close to middle of season 4. Sawyer's like post season 3 has had a really good upward arc for his character and his like him as a person. Like that a lot. Also, huge fan of him and Hurley sharing a house, being roommates. Like,
love it.
The largest fan of that. So that's fantastic. Sawyer. And Hurley would probably be number 4. Number 2, Ben Linus. Ben Linus is the man. I love a man with a plan. Is the reason why Walter White is such a compelling character. He has a plan, and he's smarter than you. Ben Linus is smarter than all you bitches, and he has a plan, and I love it. So Ben is number 2, but number 1, after seeing The Constant, Desmond, baby, is my number 1 right now. Ben Linus was my number 1 last week, but I'm gonna have to put Des number 1 because The Constant was Ryan, you were right, great episode.
Good.
He's kind of like this weird glue to all of this. The catalyst of what's happening he's The Constant. The catalyst of what's happening in season 4 is largely, he is the catalyst of what's happening in season 4. He is the one that's the big connection to everybody. There's a lot of revelations that happen in season 4 so far. I can't wait to finish. So I'm excited. It's so good. But that's my power rankings. Des, Ben, Sawyer. And Adams for a review is Ben, number 1. 2, Daniel Faraday, and number 3, Sun.
I'm surprised Daniel Faraday's on there.
I like him.
I considered him. Right now I don't like what he's doing right now.
He's the king of like I didn't call him it, but like he's the king of like the commercial break.
Yes.
So like when Lost was live, he would look to it and he's like, maybe we don't know.
Well, that's what I was
saying. That's all he does is like cliffhanger lines. It's so funny.
That's what I was saying a couple weeks ago when I was talking about Lost. Lost loves those lines. That's a great way to describe it. Commercial break lines. They love doing that shit. He's another fucking John Locke. Like when I was talking about Saeed, you always know what he's doing. Very straightforward. Like wears his emotions. Like keeps some things to his vest, but usually the people he's with, he lets them know what he's doing. John Locke. No idea what the fuck the man's doing. No. Ever.
He's on my shit list right now.
I don't think he knows.
Never, ever. And then I think that Daniel Faraday is kind of the same way. Why don't you just be straight out with people? Just what are you doing? What's happening? Like, just tell us. I guess that's boring, but as a character, you know what I mean? As his character who's like kind of at the power of the people who are on the island, like just cooperate with them. I feel like they could have got a better, I mean, maybe this is coming down the line, but that group of people they sent on the boat and then sent them to the island, it's a very strange.
Not the A-team.
Not the A-team. Like especially the pilot, isn't he like they allude to him being drunk?
You know what, that sort of went up my ass when like they started finding all the people that landed from the
yes
helicopter. Like you got to take one look at Daniel Farr and be like, oh, this nerd's not here to save us.
Yeah.
I want to see guys coming down in like the fucking SWAT outfits with the automatic rifles.
Yeah, right.
I want to see the Red Cross. I want FEMA there. I want fucking everybody there.
How many helicopters are they gonna have to crash
Daniel
on this
Faraday
fucking
and his
island?
compass.
Right?
I mean, Daniel Faraday, his notebook. Great. Thanks.
Here, eat
I
this
assume.
paper.
So I assume Naomi went down in a helicopter, right? They showed something hit the water.
Yeah,
So-
like her own helicopter.
So how many helicopters do they have? Just two? They have
think it
two
was just
helicopters on
two.
that boat?
Yeah, I
believe
think
so.
so.
So anyway, the pilot, they had that other commercial break moment where the pilot's sitting in his little hut wherever the hell he is, and he's watching the TV, and he calls up, immediately gets through, and is like, I'll tell you what, like that can't be him. He wears his wedding ring. It's like, oh, well, maybe he took it off. He never takes it off, and whatever. And he's like, no, that's not him. And then they cut. I was like, all right.
He's a helicopter pilot and a fixed wing pilot.
It's funny that he's basing his entire theory on the wedding ring.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Like,
that was strange.
When I wash my face, my wedding ring flies off. Like, never mind getting into a horrific plane crash.
Yeah, right.
And then sitting at the bottom of the ocean for 3 months.
Yeah, I still find that very fascinating that they found the plane with all the people on it, and that they're introducing like time travel or like whatever they're calling it into it, which is very fascinating to me. So
Yeah, they're really dialing it up.
and in a new way, really. Like I don't think I've seen. Usually when we talk about time travel in movies and TV shows, it's you double up on the amount of people that get involved because you go back in. It's like Back to the Future. You go back in time. You don't want to run into your old self. But in this, it's Des going back and forth, and like the people going back and forth in their own bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Or like maybe it's alternate dimensions. We don't know yet. We haven't figured that out. I mean, I haven't figured that out. But
So where I'm at right now at the end of episode 1, season 5 is like you see like you're left on another Daniel Faraday cliffhanger about how Desmond is special. You know what I mean? Like a special piece to the puzzle, and there's more going on with the time travel there, and so Daniel is really involved.
cool. I'm excited. Been good. All right. A couple news topics quick, and then we'll get out of here. Number 1, Army of the Dead trailer. This is one of the Netflix movies that is coming out this year, one of the 52 or however movies they're doing. It's a Scott Snyder joint. It looks fucking badass as shit. Like
Batista, baby.
it just
so
looks
high.
like
I
a
love Batista.
Yeah, it just looks like a really good time, and I love Ryan. I love Batista as well. He's great. So that looks good. Check out that trailer. Do you guys have anything?
I always forget that Zach did Dawn of the Dead, and that movie rules. That movie is good.
Zack Snyder was put on this earth to make movies like this movie.
Yeah,
I think that he did a really good job with Batman v Superman and a lot of the stuff he was doing with Justice League, but he does a really good job with bullet hell movies, and that's what this is. Like that is this movie. So I'm very excited.
So have you guys met? So the main guy in Army of the Dead, Hiroyuki Sanada is the actor's name.
Yeah,
he's in a ton of stuff.
Have you seen him in Lost yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so he's in Lost eventually. I forgot what season. It might be season 5.
They might have mentioned him.
Yeah, he plays like a
mentioned him.
pretty important role. He's really good in Lost. So
because there was, okay.
He's John Locke.
and then the other thing for our news right now is Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man 3 with Tom Holland, has a name. They were throwing around a lot during the week. They were trying to throw us off the scent. And then finally, Zendaya, Tom Holland, and who plays the man in the chair? Do you know his real name, Adam? His fucking buddy, the Spider-Man's buddy.
What's his name in the movie?
I totally forgot.
His name's Ned Leeds.
Ned,
in the movie.
Right. I don't know his name. But anyway, him. They're in a little thing together. They go and talk to the director. The director is, they don't like see the director, but they're just coming out of his office. They're like, they gave us another fake name, kind of playing off the funny thing that like Tom Holland always gives away shit. So they don't want to give him any of the important information. And then they walk by a whiteboard and it says Spider-Man No Way Home. So there was also a bunch of other clues on the board. Some things where it was like a benzene. It was the chemical makeup of benzene, which is just like a play to Uncle Ben. There was little hexagons, which people are saying are a connection to I think hexagons, the thing that, like, in Guardians of the Galaxy, when they travel through different galaxies, they do like the time jump, not time jumps, but like warps.
Yeah.
Like those kind of things. So they're saying like other dimensions and things like that. So they want to play that into it. And No Way Home would suggest that they are stuck somewhere else other than their home, which would also play into the fact that there's been a massive shitload of rumors that there's so many other Spider-Man characters from different Spider-Man movies and worlds that are going to be in this movie, which would, play to the fact that maybe they're jumping around to different Spider-Man universes. That sounds cool.
I also want to add that I'm holding strong on my Justice League Snyder Cut trailer no watch policy.
Yeah.
Have not seen it.
Good for you.
Although Matt offered to send me, Matt was aching the other day to send me a screenshot from the trailer, and I was like, no, can't do it. And then I was asking him more about it, and he was a good friend, and he said he wouldn't do it. And then I haven't deleted my Instagram and Twitter. I just deleted the apps off my phone, but I re-downloaded Instagram the other day just because I'm not private. I was like a public account, so I just wanted to make my account private. And so I logged into Instagram. The fucking very first post I see is a screen cap from the trailer, and is a picture of Jared Leto's Joker, like with the crown of thorns on his head.
So that's not from the trailer.
Oh, okay.
So
I think that's just like a separate.
Yeah. So I don't know if it was a Vanity Fair thing, but it was just a separate image.
Oh, okay. So I still haven't seen anything from the trailer.
Yes, nothing from the trailer.
Okay, awesome. So I've seen that, and that's what Matt was gonna send me.
Yes,
so,
that was the one image I wanted you to see. It was fucking. I thought it was badass. But there's also a piece of it, not a piece of Jared Leto, but there's a lot of new stuff in the trailer that you haven't seen that is very exciting. That you're gonna see that first when it comes out.
Right. So I'm holding strong. I've got 3 weeks left now. 2.5 weeks left.
Yeah, it's like 2.5 weeks. It's nothing, dude. You're gonna kill it.
I'll make it.
Yeah, you'll make it. You'll make it.
So I'm psyched.
So you can still get Twitter links. Like if I send you a Twitter link, you still look at it, right?
I think I get the email. Yeah.
Well, no. If I text you a Twitter link, I think I did.
Oh yes. I can see
so
those.
I can still send you shit. I won't send you shit on Instagram, but if I see a tweet that I want to show you, I'll just copy the link and send it to you.
Oh, right, because you sent me the Spider-Man thing.
Yeah, right. So,
okay.
All right, Ryan, you got anything else you want to add, or Adam?
So for the Spider-Man title,
yeah,
what was the animated one? Far From Home.
Spider-Man was Into the Spider-Verse.
Right.
Which one was Far From? Wasn't there Far From Home?
Yeah, so it was Homecoming, which was the first one with Tom Holland, and then it was Far From Home, which is the one with Jake Gyllenhaal and Tom Holland. And now this is
really kind of sticking to that theme.
Yeah, and so this is the third one of that line of Spider-Man movies, No Way Home.
Okay. So. And yeah, Tom Holland, the reviews just came out for his Russo brother movie, Cherry.
Yeah, what are they saying? Not good?
Nah.
Not great.
Oh boy.
I think for the Spider-Man movie, I think there's a really good chance that we see Tom Hardy as Venom in this movie.
Do you?
I mean, because here's the thing. Let me just be a guy that connects the dots. I'm just going to connect the dots here.
Connect the dots for me, baby.
Sony has a raging hard-on for the Spider-Man properties. They refuse to give it up to Marvel, to Disney. Absolutely refuse. This is a Sony movie. This is even though it's connected to the MCU, it is a Sony movie. They lend it out to Marvel and Disney. Venom was a decent. I liked Venom, the first Venom. It would be. Yeah. I think it would be stupid for them. It would be stupid for them not to link in Venom in this movie and not get people excited for the next Venom movie, which is coming. It'd be stupid for them not to do that. Like, how do you know what I mean? Like, how do you not have Tom Holland?
There was heavy rumors that Tom Holland was going to make an appearance in the second Venom movie.
Right. So I think that would even make a stronger point of why you would have Tom Hardy in this. Like, not as maybe as a major character, but him showing up at some point.
End credit scene, or even just be mentioned.
End credit scene, maybe. Yeah, right. Exactly. I think he physically shows up. Because also, Sony wants to have the success that Marvel does. Like, why the fuck wouldn't they? So if they start building off their own movies and they can use the audience that Disney has with all the Marvel movies, why not?
Right. If they make that connection, then they can really blur the lines between the universes and be like, oh, fucking Morbius.
Yeah.
That probably connects. I better watch it.
Yeah, right. I don't know about that. That got pushed back again, didn't it?
I have no idea. But remember in the Morbius trailer, Michael Keaton was in it.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was. Yes, he was. He was in it. Did you see that the Flash movie cast? I showed you the Flash movie casted Supergirl.
Yeah, that was cool.
Listen,
that was cool how they did that.
I'm excited. Yeah, it was cool how they did it. I'm excited, but listen, this movie needs to get fucking made. What are we doing?
Just make it.
What are we doing?
What,
We're still casting people for this movie?
Yeah. We've been talking about this movie like since like 2016, 2017.
Since we were doing the other podcast. Probably before that podcast. And they've had a million directors since then.
Mm-hmm. But so it seems like like I'm pretty sure it's supposed to go into production this spring.
Yeah, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Well, now that they have Supergirl and they kind of like made that like a public thing, it would be kind of shitty for them to like.
Yeah.
And that'd be cool to like have it spin off to a Supergirl movie. I like that.
Yeah.
Cool. Maybe the Batgirl movie will follow.
Ooh.
Yeah. I think that's it. Podcast 111.
Wrap it up.
February 25th to 2021. You can find us at AverageNobodies.com. Podcast services at Average Nobodies. Twitter at Average Nobodies. YouTube.com/The Average Nobodies. We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.